Hey guys, it's Shannon. Welcome to my new workshop tour. So before I get started and show you around, I wanted to give you a look back at where we started. So before and then an after, so you can see how far we have come with this big basement renovation. So here's a look at the new big workbench and workstation. The actual workbench I found at Costco of all places. It is a Wayland brand and I got a heck of a deal on it. It was on sale for $2.99, which if you hunt at hardware stores, you know you're gonna pay at least that, if not twice that, for a good workbench. And this one is incredibly nice, super heavy duty. It is wood and metal. It's very, very heavy. It has really nice wheels on it. Let me show you this one over here. And really nice locks on the wheels as well. So let me give you a look inside the workbench so that you can see what all I have in here. Actually, up here on top of the workbench, I have a candle. Mind you, this is a creative space for me. It's not just a building workshop, so I needed to keep this a little bit homey so that I could have some creative juices flowing. And so a candle and some little pieces of me in here are in this workshop, not just tools. So on the top drawer of this workbench, I have my razors, some screwdrivers, chisels, and pliers, and just little odds and ends as well in there. The next drawer down, I have a couple hammers, a lighter, obviously for that candle, pry bar, crowbar, and a staple gun. In the third drawer, I have all of my drill bits, my Kreg jig, my hole saw, some chalk for my chalkboard, which you'll see in a little bit, and then a laser level stud finder. So all of that stuff fits perfectly in this drawer. They're pretty big drawers. The next drawer down, I have my nail gun. This is actually a switch. We're gonna switch out another switch that's above this workbench here. Let me show you real quick. These lights up here, we're gonna put them on a dimmer. So we're gonna switch that out to that there. This is a new clamp, which I haven't quite got to use yet, but I can't wait. It's gonna be a nice little corner clamp. I have a hole saw, wire brush, sanding block, and then down here I just have a handsaw and some more paper, which you will see what that is for in just a little bit. So next to the drawers is a nice cabinet area. So here's a look at the inside. As you can see, it is very big and there's plenty of space for storage in here. I added these metal bins, which I already had on hand, and I want to say they're from Walmart, but they're nice and heavy duty metal. And so let's start on this top shelf here. I have a couple new things from Harbor Freight, a trim router and a spray paint gun, which I haven't got to play with yet. And then I have a giant gallon of wood glue, and this is a new thing I'm looking forward to trying. It's a glue bot, so you put the wood glue in here, and then this is supposed to not clog like regular wood glue bottles do, so I'm excited to try that. I also have my regular DeWalt drill in here, some paper towels. In this bin, I have my torch and some clamps underneath there. Down here, I have my wood stain and some chalk paint, a new thing of stain ready to go. As you know, I go through this stuff like crazy. I have a square, a thing of screwdriver bits, and this bin right here is all of my son's tools that he put down here. So this is all his little, so he's got a tool belt and just some regular everyday tools for him to kind of help out whenever he's down here with me. So that is a look at my new workbench, which is working out great. I absolutely love that. Next to it, I have this bar stool that I got from Walmart.com, and it's the cheapest place I could find them with the metal and wood combo like that, and it was about $44. I absolutely love this too because this allows my kiddos to come down here and hang out, or if I need a little seat while I'm working at the workbench, then that works for me as well. So now moving up on the wall here, you saw I did a tutorial on how to frame out pegboard and install it. So you can go check that out after you watch this video if you'd like and see how this was made. So as you can see, I have on each side of the pegboard these lights. The light kit and the Edison bulbs are from IKEA, and the light cage is from Menards. So like I said, we're gonna put these on a dimmer because they're a little bit overkill. They're pretty bright, even though I think they're only 60 watt, but they are extremely bright. So we're gonna tone those down a little bit. And then let me show you what is up here on this pegboard. So starting over here, I just have a straight edge, which comes in handy when you're needing to measure smaller things. This bar, organizer bar right here, is from IKEA, as well as this plant and these buckets and the hooks that are on it. And so I like to have a little bit of greenery, even though it's not real because there's not a whole lot of natural light down here, but it just kind of gives some life to the room. And then this is important. This bucket right here has my gloves and my safety glasses in it, which I always tend to set them down and I'm not able to find them, so I've been really good about putting them back right here so that I know where they are for the next time that I need them. And then over here is a paint key, scissors, and then these are keys to this, which I don't really use, but my son likes to play with it, so I just left them out. Up here is my grandpa's hammer. So my grandpa passed away about 10 years ago, actually maybe 11 or 12 years ago now, and he is the one who inspired me a lot with woodworking. And when I found his hammer, I grabbed it, and it's been in my workshop from day one. So I thought it needed a spot of honor in my workshop, so it is there. And actually, yes, I do use it too. It's not just for looks. I have a clock, which is from Walmart. Just something to keep tabs of time, a level. And then Color Shot was nice enough to send me all of these great spray paints. And they're all colors that I loved and they looked nice. So there is Clear Sealer, which I use a lot. This Blackout I use a lot, and this Bronzer I use a lot. So I put anything that's kind of needing to be handy up here on this display board. So another thing I use a lot is my impact drill. And then I have this cute little sign here that says, "Be fearless in your pursuit of what sets your soul on fire," which just gives me a little bit of motivation. My son did this as well, and I left it up here because I thought it was so cute. He put his little tape measure up here, and this is the tool that was from an IKEA build. So he claimed it, and now that is his wrench. So he put it in a spot on the pegboard, and I thought it was cute, so I just left it there. I also have my screwdrivers here for easy access, the ones that kind of get used all the time, and some more clamps up here on the side. So that is a look at the pegboard and kind of a look at all the things that I usually grab and need right away without having to kind of dig through drawers. And then coming back to this little tray I have on the table, I have this rampage where I just kind of throw some of the little things I don't want to get lost. So there's a bit in there, some money that I actually use as spacers for my shiplap, my pencil sharpener, I have my tape measure here, wood glue, oil rub bronze spray paint, this cute little pencil holder, which I also have markers in, scissors in to keep everything handy, and it says, "Never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." So that is another kind of motivational sign to keep me focused. And then I also have some safety glasses in here for, you know, anybody that might come down while I'm working, and then that's just kind of another safety feature for them. Then we'll move over this way. This wall kind of juts out and then stops, and then all of this ductwork comes out. And we actually thought about rerouting all of the ductwork, but I have an industrial theme kind of going on in here, and actually really liked the ductwork, so we decided to keep it. and it's coming out of this hole in the foundation. Mind you, this house is over 100 years old, so there's a lot of historic features about this house that may not necessarily be in new builds, but I 100% appreciate it and love it, and I am embracing it. So I actually really like this wall here. It's old brick, and it has a nice shelf on top, so I've taken advantage of that. This organizer right here is a DIY I did quite a while back. This is actually an old drawer that I turned into an apothecary organizer, which was in a bathroom at one point, and now it is down here in my workshop. So what I did is I put these baskets from Hobby Lobby in there, and then my screws, my wood screws, are all in there. And I just need to put some labels on the front for me to remember what size, but it's easy to find what size for now, and then eventually I will get those labeled. And then over here I have another organizer that has nails and odds and ends, brackets, brads, different kinds of nails, that kind of thing in there, just little pieces so they don't get lost. Now backing up over this way, this is another DIY video that I have, if you'd like to go watch that, is a wood organizer. So basically it is a piece of wood with some pipe fittings on it, and it just keeps my wood from falling over. It also keeps it organized in the different sizes, and it's actually worked out just perfect. Let's move over here without the light kind of blacking it out. If you remember, this door was a solid old door, and we switched it out to this new one that has windows in it. I definitely wanted to make sure that there was plenty of natural light down here, as much as I could possibly get. So we redid the cellar doors out there so I can easily pop them open anytime I need to, and let in fresh air and the natural light. And this is something new that I added that I'm not sure anybody has seen yet. It is a magnetic screen. It's one of those as seen on TV things, so you can walk through easily, and then it closes back. That way I can let in fresh air without letting the bugs in. That has been a huge, big difference in the workshop, one that is almost priceless. And this was a used door that we cut down and cleaned up and made work for the space. So moving on to this side, this is where I would love you guys' help. So if you could leave me a comment down below. This is sort of just a blank space as of right now, and I kind of like it. I kind of like that it's open and not cluttered. But I do feel like it needs something. So if you guys have any suggestions as to what I could put over here, I would love to know, because I kind of have an idea, but I'd love to know your ideas before I actually go ahead with my idea. So there is a window up here that we can prop open and let in more fresh air. And down here, this has kind of become my sanding and staining station. So I just have a folding table, one that I can kind of put away if I need the extra space. Underneath is all of my scrap wood in just a plastic bin. And then this piece here is an IKEA hack. That's another DIY I did. So if you'd like to go see that, you can watch that after this video as well. And it's just a roll of paper that I roll onto this to protect the surface. And then I've used some clamps to hold it down. So there's my staining can, and it's kind of become a really nice sanding and staining station for me. So some other details I thought I would share with you are these cool Edison lights that I found at Michael's half off. And it kind of just adds some ambiance to the room. Kind of keeps with that industrial feel. Another detail is this work mat, anti-fatigue work mat that I got from Harbor Freight. And that has been awesome. It's the perfect size to go in front of the workbench. And then I know that these floors were a huge concern of mine. We almost went with vinyl tile, and then we ended up painting it because the first paint color was just too blue purple for me. So if you'd like to see that, how we transform the floor, you can go over to that video. I will link that down below for you to see as well. All right, and now we're gonna move on to this side over here. And I also did a DIY on this wall here. This is a corrugated metal wall that we gave a rustic kind of finish to, so you can go check that video out as well if you like to see how that is done. And basically I have a rolling chest here. I have my miter saw stand here. That's another video if you like to see what this stand actually is, because it's really nice and compact, but it also folds out and becomes bigger and works perfect for this miter saw. So I will link that video in the iCards for you. And I have some IKEA lights up here. My logo that I made, and it is on some palette wood using chalk paint, and then I torched the edges to give it a really cool look. So I really like this space because it just sort of is a nice focal point. I'm at my miter saw quite a bit, and this space works perfect for it. I added this arrow. I already had that and thought it looked kind of neat and fit the design, and it'll probably become kind of a display space for some of my work eventually. And then last but not least is this chalkboard, which is another DIY. So you can see here it is just chalk paint or chalkboard paint that I painted onto the wall, and then used some lattice to frame out, and then gave it a little piece of hardware here to hold my chalk. So if you'd like to see that DIY, I will have that linked as well, because that is going to become a very big, good, useful thing down here in my space to kind of give me my to-do list where I can check things off. And then I also wanted to show you this rolling chest. I got this after Christmas from Walmart. It was only $47. I think it was a huge discount. It's not normally that inexpensive, and I grabbed it, and I'm glad I did because it's become a really helpful piece of storage here in the workshop. I really like it because this top has become my charging station. So I have my battery chargers in here, and then it has a magnetic charging strip on the side. And then up here I have gloves and some face covers for when I'm sanding, spackle, and then just odds and ends in here, staples and screws. This is a big mess of just whatnots and some pegboard things, my brad nails. Down here is my sander, and then some more little odds and end things in there that are kind of more decorative wood pieces and metal pieces. I have all of my sandpaper in here and a caulk gun, which that's there because we have some extra liquid nails on the side. So that's all kind of together. In here I have some extra gloves and some more wood screws. And then down here on the bottom is my spray paint organization. So obviously there is a ton in there, and they all fit just kind of perfect in the bottom of this shelf. And then the only other thing I wanted to add is the hidden things that you are not able to see in here. As you remember, behind me there was a stairwell to go up to the main level. And so underneath the stairs we actually have made that storage. So the things that are under there are like cleaning supplies, my new shop vac, broom, the trash can, and then actually over here behind the nail storage, behind the ductwork there is the air compressor, so I can run the hose through that little hole right there and plug it in and use my air gun, and it not actually be in this space and taking up room for where I can work. So I have a whole playlist of all of these things on my channel, which I will link down in the description box below, so you can see the different episodes of how this whole workshop came to be and catch up. And you can also see the DIYs that I mentioned throughout this video. Please take a second to give this video a thumbs up if it inspired you. You can also share this with your friends and family so that you can inspire them as well. Hit that subscribe button. I do DIY tutorials every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hit the bell too so that you get notified when my videos do go live. And I want to thank everyone for watching and following me along on this journey. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.